Okay, hey everyone, what is up and welcome back to another video. We're just gonna do a sit down video today and I just wanna sit and talk, and I have a few questions that you've asked me here on Instagram and I just kinda wanna go through them. If you're new here, my name is Rachel. I'm a first year OBGYN resident physician, and as most of you know, I normally vlog my day to day as a resident doctor. But lately, I have been really enjoying switching it up and putting one sit down video on my channel every month, because I can just fill you in on the little gaps that I don't necessarily get to address during my vlogs. And the weeks are so hectic, especially when I'm vlogging, because I'm focused on work and then I'm focused on getting the content. And so these little videos, divvied up here and there are really nice to have, and I hope that you enjoy it. So far, you guys have been enjoying it, so I'm gonna keep doing it. And I wanted to plug in some really fun content that I filmed during Thanksgiving, because I went to the Bay Area and I spent time with people that I love. And when I go home, I just film these really beautiful little pieces, and I have the most beautiful audio played by my boyfriend on the piano, and I plug it in and it's just really nice. My heart and soul pours out into these little montages of happiness when I go back home. So I'm gonna use this video to plug that in. We're just gonna kind of jump onto Instagram and see what kind of questions you guys were asking, because I asked you to ask me some. Okay, first question, how is life right now? I feel like I live two entirely different lives. One is my residency life, me as a resident physician, and then the other half is me outside of residency. I like to keep these very separate, just because if they blend too much, one is keeping me afloat and the other one is kind of sinking my ship half the time, but that's just how residency is. I do enjoy it. It's very challenging and rewarding at the same time, and it's just how it is, and it's a process, and it's what everyone goes through. The outside of residency part of me is so happy. I fiercely protect that part of me to make sure that I stay me and that residency doesn't completely change me as a human being, as it often does to a lot of people. My life's great. Any advice to incoming medical students? Yes. Similarly to what I just said, you have this part of you that makes you you. And when we go through super hard things like medical school, we often will lose sight of who we really are and what we stand for and things that make us happy. But your goal, I encourage you, is to make sure that you maintain that part of you and all of the things that make you you, your hobbies, the people that you surround yourself with, your support network, family, all of those things. Make sure that you have those things and you really hold on to them, because when the times are really hard, you have to make sure that you are still nurturing that you that's still in there, even though you might feel completely blinded by what's actually going on in your life. Just don't lose sight of you, because there's a lot of different parts of you that make you you, that these schools and these programs want, but they don't want you to lose that in the process. So don't do it. Don't lose it. Next question. If you made it big time for YouTube/social media, would you stop medicine? Probably not. And if I did stop medicine to pursue YouTube or social media, I don't know how that would work exactly, because people watch me because of medicine, and I don't know who would watch me if I stopped doing medicine. And I know some of you have said, oh, I would watch you just eat a bowl of cereal if that's what you posted. But that's not true, because sometimes I've posted me not doing anything medicine related and I get a very small engagement or audience retention. That tells me, which is fine, that people watch me because of medicine, and that's fine. And that's what makes me me. And I don't know that quitting medicine would help me out in any way to still maintain my social media presence. My camera's gonna die. Let me go get another battery. Okay, we're back. I'm out of breath from going up and down the stairs. I do know that I don't want to just do medicine for the rest of my life as my only career. Similarly to how I do now, I want to wear many hats. That's just how I like it, and I like having the variety. So I want to do a lot of different things and have a lot of forms of passive income, so I don't have to do medicine to make a living, if that makes sense. If I were to keep working as I am now, and these amount of hours that I work, and there are so many physicians that work these crazy amount of hours, that would burn me out so fast, and it would take away my love for the field, and I would not be able to sustain that. And that's why I don't want to be in the position where I have to do that in order to make money and live. I want to be able to be in a comfortable spot to where I can work the hours that I would like to work, so I'm still happy while doing it. And I think that was the best for both me and my future patients. Next question, why did you want to go into OBGYN? I've mentioned this in many videos, but I'll just quickly reiterate it. First and foremost, the field is just a really nice balance, and there's plenty of variety on a day-to-day. We do so many different things, whether it's procedures and you're in clinic or you're in the OR. There's a nice balance between medicine and surgery/procedures, and I love surgery, so it's a huge thing for me. I also love that we get to save lives and bring new lives into the world. I like that, we get to empower women or females and advocate for women/female health. And then the emotional charge of the field, getting to be there for people during their most vulnerable moments, dealing with very private parts of their body that often people don't even talk about. Just being there for all extremes, whether it's super happy, super sad, and I'm very attracted to the field in that way. And that's a little quick summary of why OBGYN. What do you love most about yourself? I like this question. I love how driven I am. I love how hard that I work, and I love that I don't let people get me down and knock me down, and people try very hard to do so, and that's been a very constant theme in my life. And I don't want to play the victim at all, because I feel like it actually makes me very strong. People have often tried to bully me or just kind of oppress me, but I don't tolerate that in the best way possible. I just rise above, and I work very hard to counteract that behavior from others. If you're ever in these situations where you're getting bullied or someone is trying to oppress you, don't let them. Just be so kind and be so graceful and work so hard to prove them wrong. And that is what I love about me, because that has happened my whole life. I don't see myself as a victim. These are great life lessons that I grow so strong from. That's it. I just don't allow it. I don't tolerate it. And then I end up just going up and above and beyond. And I love that. And I don't want to sound conceited or narcissistic in any way. It's just, I work very hard. Next question, how did you and your boyfriend meet? I met him the same day that I met my half-brothers. If you haven't seen my 23andMe story, you must. It's pretty good. I'll link it up here. I have a whole array of half-siblings, and I met him the same day that I met my half-brothers, because they were roommates at the time. Anyways, that was like 5 years ago. I love him, and he is so wonderful. I do not mean to gush right now, but I can just, to keep it short, I did not know what love actually was until I fell in love with him. Life is just so much more beautiful with him, and I'm so lucky. Anyways, I'm gonna shut up now. So many people have been asking, and so I figured I'd just let you know. The sun is so going down right now, so I'm sorry. I'm gonna try and keep this quick. Next question, when you finish residency, do you want to start a family? Yes, I want to see my genetics with the person that I love in offspring form, and I think that would be so special, but I also want to be able to understand what the heck my patients are going through. I don't actually know unless my body goes through it, and so I really would like to do that for my patients and me. Next question, how do you remain healthy with all the demands of being a doctor? You really just have to have discipline, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, I don't have the time to do that. You can make so many different excuses for yourself, but just do it. You know, go to the gym, make the time to go on a walk, eat well. If I can do it, you can do it, because I'm working 2 jobs technically between being a resident and then, you know, social media stuff. That is a lot of work. And if I can make time to go to the gym and I can eat well, then I promise you can do it. And I don't want to hear any excuses. Next question, have you ever faced the DO stigma as a medical student or resident? Yes, I have. Stigma of just being like that we're not as good as MDs, which is just so untrue. It's just so dumb. And I feel like this stigma is exacerbated by pre-meds. For the most part, they have this idea like, oh my God, MD is so much better than DO. You went to DO school because you weren't smart enough to get into an MD school. Listen, my scores were fantastic. My grades, scores, GPA, all of those things. My resume was so good. And I can say that now because I've already been through it. I didn't go to any of my MD interviews because I didn't want to. I wanted to go to a DO school. I wanted to learn OMM. I don't know if I'm making sense, but essentially my school, their statistics for our class and for all the classes that they normally accept, the average stats are the same as MD schools. So just because they have a lower threshold saying like, oh, you can have this low of a score to apply to be even considered, that doesn't mean that they're going to accept that, and they don't. The residencies are merged with MD and DO, so it really just doesn't matter. Like I said earlier in this video, despite the way that people will treat you or the things that they, you know, have to say about you or to you, you just rise above and you prove them wrong, because you can. Oh my God, I'm losing the sun. This is not good. Okay, last question. Is it harder for DO doctors to get into surgery specialties depending on the school/program? Yes, I'm not gonna lie and say like, oh, you know, it is just, no, it's the same. Like you can still get in, whatever. It is a little bit harder, but that doesn't mean that you can't do it, and I don't want that to stop you from going to a DO school. You will have to work harder in some cases, but if you want something bad enough, you will make it happen, and I made sure of that. I am perfect proof of this scenario. If you want to go to a DO school, do it, great, and if you want to go into a surgical specialty after that, you most absolutely can do it, and I have faith in you. But yes, I have lost the sun entirely at this point. I need to wrap it up. I want to go to the gym. I need to study some OBGYN stuff so I can just be super smart and better every single day. I love you guys so much, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, take care of yourselves, be kind to yourselves, continue to work hard, and all the good stuff. Okay, bye.